anyone who can be so mean-spirited, who has so much venom for anyone who is different, must be a monster, must have some incredible power that could eat up a little girl, a little colored girl, growing up in the Piedmont of North Carolina.
Jaki Shelton Greene was one of the first students integrated into the North Carolina public school system. In 1990, Jaki was asked to write a poem as part of a fundraiser for Harvey Gantt, the state's first African-American senatorial candidate. I met Jaki in Eflin, North Carolina.
I grew up in Eflin, and one of the things that stands out just most vividly in my mind is every night after, I guess, the 6 o'clock news, Jesse Helms would appear on Channel 5. For my family, it was as much a part of ritual as washing the dishes, you know, having family dinner, doing homework. There was a time when you listened to Jesse. And I realize now that the power of my family wanting us to listen was really, I compare it to being in the militia, that one must know their enemy. So as a very young girl, I realized I really believed this man was extraordinarily powerful. And then I would remember the conversations of the elders and people in my community who were just utterly in awe, in a very despicable way, of this person who could just cast this bad energy night after night after night. And when it was time to write a piece, it was not about Harvey Gantt that I wrote a piece about, but I went into my bedroom and I locked the door, and actually I'm now remembering I wrote this poem on my knees, and somewhere I realized it was a prayer. So that's what this piece is all about. It's called Prayer for Jesse. I will smear blood under your eyes, stand in the same dream with you, hear your secret screams. I will watch the light pump your heart and worship whatever dream that swallows you. Your silence will not protect you, for I have declared war. And the words just flowed, and for me it was really an exorcism, because all of those years of watching this man on TV, I realized I needed to get rid of the fright, and I know and I knew I needed to release it, to let go of it, to disperse of it, and to dismantle this power that in so many ways was a part of my life, and it wasn't a very positive part of my life. I think he's afraid of his own humanness. And I think until he is able to be in touch with his own humanness, that I'm not sure if he can embrace a humanity of one people. And when I say one people, I mean one people in terms of doing the right thing. You know, one people that says hunger is sinful and it's ugly, that racism is ugly, that sexism and ageism and all the isms that plague us, it's just bad, it's ugly, and it's not religious and it's not Christian. It defies everything he thinks he has within his moral fiber. Grandma said, "You better read the 27 Psalms for 9 mornings in a row. Yeah, you need to come by here and listen to the slaves crying and dance in their lynching light. You ought to get to the altar and speak in tongues."